Hello everyone, how are you? My name is Anna and we are live today. I'm here in London, streaming live to you, teaching a lesson all about dating. So we're going to be covering some of the traditions and the rules here in the UK for dating, some of our thoughts about etiquette, and a lot of vocabulary and pronunciation around the subject of dating. So whether you are single or in a relationship, you will definitely find this helpful. So when you are here, just give me a thumbs up. Let me know that you can hear me and that you can see me and that everything is good. Also, let me know where you're watching from. It's always interesting to know who's here and from what part of the world you're from. So say hello. Lovely, I've got my first person in, Jamalovic. Hello, how are you? Hola in Spain, Wilson, hi. Hello. Hello 34 Scrooge. Hello in Italy, Ran in Italy. You can hear me, great. Hello Hoon Kim. Julia, hi, how are you? You can hear me very well, wonderful. Hello in Morocco, in Russia, in Valencia, Korea, Sardinia. Ran, today is your birthday. Happy birthday to Ran. I think all of us should wish Ran a happy birthday. I won't ask you how old you are, but I hope you have a wonderful day. Hello, Dabian. Hi, nice of you to join us. Hello, you're in Sweden. Wilson's in Sweden, but he's from Colombia. Oh, you're on your holidays. Hello in Iraq. Fabulous. There's lots of people saying happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Hello, Yuya. Hello, Maggie. Okay, so for those of you who don't know, my name is Anna. This is English Like a Native. And on this channel, I provide lots of lessons to help you with your English. But I believe in learning English fluently like a native does. So learning through conversation, through experience. So if you have any questions, then do feel free to put them in the comments box. I will always try to answer, but beware, as I'm live now, there are lots of messages coming through. So if I don't answer your message, I'm not ignoring you. It's simply that I'm unable to keep up with all the messages. So I will try my best to answer as many questions as I can, but don't be offended if I don't answer your message. Okay. Obviously, there is the option. This live stream is enabled with Super Chat. So if you'd like to sponsor this video, then you are more than welcome to. And what will happen is your message will stick to the top of the message board, and I will definitely see it because it will highlight up on my screen. So if you'd like to do that, then we would be very grateful. Otherwise, if you're here and you love English and you're having a wonderful weekend, then all I ask is to give this video a big thumbs up. So if you're having a good weekend so far, give the video a thumbs up and make sure you have pressed subscribe. I know that about 60% of my viewers are not subscribers, and that makes me very sad. So please make sure you are a subscriber, and let's get on with today's lesson. So everything I'm discussing today is British English. It might be different in other parts of the world, but what I'm talking about today, because I'm British, will be etiquette and traditions in the UK, and some of the phrases may be specifically for the UK, and of course my accent is British, so you are learning British English. Okay, so I broke the thumb up button. Is that because you pressed it so many times? Well, thank you very much. We all love a thumb up. Oh, Yuya says, congratulations on reaching 25,000 subscribers. Yes, and if you are one of those subscribers, thank you so much. It really makes such a big difference to my channel, to me, helps me to keep motivated and inspires me to carry on. So thank you very much for subscribing. If you are a subscriber, I hope you are finding lots of use for the things that I put out for you. So let's have a look at today's topic. So let's firstly talk about the word date. Oh, that's a good start. My pen has run dry. Let's do it in green. So the word date, of course, has a number of meanings. So the word date. The word date can simply mean a specific day. So your birth date, what specific day were you born on? The date today is, what is the date today? The 30th of April 2017. So the date, a specific day. Also, a date can be a fruit. It's like a little dried fruit. It's got a pip in it. Very sweet, very tasty. So it can be a fruit or a specific day. It can also be a romantic meeting. When two people meet up because they have romantic ideas about each other. Okay, they have romantic motivation. They want to be in love with each other. So they want to go on a date. Now, there are different types of dates which you might hear mentioned. The first one, Wilson says, I would like to have a date with Ariana Grande. She is beautiful and very talented. David says, I've discovered your fantastic channel recently. Could you talk a little about you and your story? Thanks. Okay, David, I have actually done a video called Things You Should Know About Me, but at the end of the lesson, if you're still here and you want me to talk a little bit about myself, then I will. But for now, I'll carry on because I think a lot of people here already know a bit about me and I don't want to bore anybody. So types of dating. So the first type of dating that you might hear spoken about is blind dating or a blind date. Has anyone heard this phrase before? A blind date? Hello, Brian. Have you heard of a blind date? A blind date is to go on a date with somebody you have never seen. You've never even seen a picture of them. So it's something that your friends will probably set up for you. So a blind date is to go on a date with someone that you've never seen. So he's wearing a blindfold. Wearing a blindfold. And that's a little nose. Give him some hair. Okay, and some ears. Do you know, I'm the best artist in the world. So a blind date is to go on a date with someone you've never met or seen or even seen a picture of. For example, if I was single and I wanted to go on a date with somebody, my friend might say, Anna, I know someone who I think you would really like. So Anna, I know someone who I think you would really like. Should I set you up? Should I set you up? Set you up. Should I set you up? Now, if your friend, to set someone up is to arrange something. There are different meanings for being set up. But in this case, in this context, if someone sets you up, it means they arrange to bring you together. So they arrange for you both to go on a date. But because you don't know each other, you've never seen each other, it's a blind date. Okay? So should I set you up? And if I say yes, if he's nice, please set me up. What have I got to lose? Have you heard that phrase before? What have I got to lose? What have I got to lose? There's no reason why I shouldn't, because there's nothing I can lose. If it's bad, it's bad. I didn't lose anything. What have I got to lose? So she sets us up. And I go on this date. And on this date I say, I was set up with you by my friend. I was set up by my best friend. I was set up by my best friend. Okay, so Amira says, I have experienced a blind date. You wouldn't say I have experienced with a blind date. You'd say I have experienced a blind date. What's better to say is I have been on a blind date. I have been on a blind date. So, for some of you asking a little bit more description around setup, to set up is to prepare normally. Just if you say set up the table, set up the computer, set up the room, it means prepare. Prepare the table for dinner. Prepare the room for the party. Prepare, I can't remember what other examples I gave, but prepare, set up, prepare. If we're talking about, would you like me to set you up? Would you like me to set you up with him? It means, would you like me to bring you together? Would you like me to put you on a date? Does that make sense? So to set someone up in the context of dating. Okay. So what I say if I make my friend a blind date? So if you set up your friend for a blind date, you would say, I set them up. I set them up. I set them up. So if you set up your friend to go on a blind date with your other friend and they're going on their date, you could say to your family, I'm so excited. I've set up my two best friends. They're on a date tonight. I set them up. I set them up. I've arranged it. I've organized it. I've prepared them, put them together. Great. Okay. So that's blind dates. There was a program a long time ago when I was a young girl called Blind Date. It was a quiz, a contest. It was on early evening, and the host, the presenter of the program, was Cilla Black, who's a wonderful lady, unfortunately not with us anymore, but Cilla Black hosted Blind Date, and one person would come out and she couldn't see any of the people behind the wall. It was usually three men, or if it was a man coming out, there would be three women behind this wall, and they would ask questions, and depending on the answers, they would decide who to go on a date with. It was a blind date, and that was a really fun program. So there's a movie called A Blind Date with Bruce Willis and Kim Basinger. Okay, I didn't know about that. Maybe that's one to go and watch. Okay, so that's blind dating. You might also hear about speed dating. Speed dating. Speed dating has only really come around in the last decade, I think. I was never aware of it when I was younger. Speed dating is an event where lots of people come together in a space. It might be a function room, a pub, a restaurant. But they all come together at the same time, and they all get a number. And I think like all the men, for example, all the men will sit at a table. Let's imagine it's in a circle. All the men are at a table, and all the women will sit in front of a man, and they have like 1 minute to talk to them. And after that 1 minute, a buzzer goes off, or an alarm, or a bell. Ding, 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 ding. All the girls stand up and they move to the next table and sit down with another man and talk for 1 minute. Ding, 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 ding. They get up, they move on to the next man, sit down, talk for 1 minute. The parameters change. It might be the men moving around. They might have longer or shorter to talk, but the point is that you get to talk to lots of different people very quickly about yourself in one night. So you might speak to 20 people in one night. So you've had 20 very short dates to introduce yourself. And then at the end of the speed dating, you can decide who you would like to spend more time with. And if they want to spend more time with you, then you go on a proper date. David says, I think it's crazy. I saw this kind of dating in cartoons. I have never been speed dating. But I think it's probably a good way to meet lots of people who are single and looking for a relationship. But yes, I've never been, so I can't comment on the experience. But that is speed dating. Have you ever been speed dating? Have you ever been speed dating? Okay. Of course, I'm talking here about men and women dating, but that's probably wrong of me, because actually women and women date each other, men date each other. So when I'm talking about dating, I'm being very general, but this applies to people of all sexual orientation. Okay? So obviously don't want to offend anybody or anything. I am talking about dating in general, but it does apply to all people. Okay, so that's speed dating. Let's talk about double dating. Have you heard this word before, or this phrase, double dating? To go on a double date. A double date. Can we say set up yourself? No, we don't say set up yourself. You're set up by somebody else. Okay, so some of you have never seen this phrase, to double date. So double date is when you go on a date with your friend. So you're not dating your friend. For example, me and my friend Kate, we are friends, and I decide to go on a date with Fred. Fred has a friend who is also single, who likes Kate. Fred would like to date Kate. No, Fred is dating me. Fred's friend, what should we call him? Derek. Fred's friend Derek likes Kate. Fred likes me, Derek likes Kate. Because we're all friends, we decide to all go on one big date. So there's a table with 4 people, Fred and me, and Derek and Kate. So we date all at the same time. This could be a first date, or it could be the 3rd or 4th date. If you're in the early stages of a relationship, you're more likely to double date. You might go out for dinner with some mutual friends who are also in the early stages of the relationship, or maybe they've been together for a longer time. So you are double dating. Let's go on a double date. Some people prefer double dating because they feel safer, because there's no awkward silences. You know, if you don't know what to say to somebody and it feels uncomfortable. If you're on a double date, at least you have your friend with you, and there's somebody else who can help to fill the atmosphere with conversation and just help to relax everything. Hello, those of you who have just joined, hi. We're talking about dating. If you've ever done what we talked about, blind dating, speed dating, or double dating, then give this video a thumbs up and let me know what kind of dating you have done. Liam says, I prefer Netflix and chill. If you don't know what Netflix and chill is, then you need to take a look at my other video, the live lesson I did earlier in the week. Well, I did 2. Did one all about sex and the different words for sex, so that's sex part 1. So that will tell you what Netflix and chill means. There is a part 2 to that video as well, which talks more in depth about the act of making love. So if you want to know about that vocabulary, obviously it's a very intimate subject, but who else is going to talk about it? So if you want to check those out, then do so after this video. Can you explain again blind date? Remember, blind date is dating someone you've never seen. I'm blind, I've never seen you. And then we go on a date. Oh, I've seen you for the first time. Hopefully you'll find each other attractive, because that's important. Okay. Right, so double dating. Hopefully that's clear for everyone. To double date is to date with another couple. So what is very popular these days is online or internet dating. Online or internet dating. And of course, this is popular because our lives now are on the internet. We're so busy, but also so connected by the internet that it makes sense that dating is also very popular via the internet. It's where we socialize, it's where we meet people, get to know people, share our lives, our stories, develop friendships, and potentially develop and find the love of your life. Okay, a lot of people have done online dating or have wooed via the internet. This is a good word. I didn't have this written down, but I will talk about this. To woo. It's a verb. To woo. To be wooed. To be wooed. To be wooed. So to woo, to be wooed, is simply, if you woo somebody, you win them over. Another phrase. To win, oh, I can't write this way. Somebody over. To win somebody over. So if you woo somebody, you win them over, you make them like you. So you do lots of nice things, you are funny or you are pleasant to be with, and you make them like you more and more. This is winning them over or wooing. I'm trying to woo her because I like her. I want her to like me, so I am going to woo her. Or a girl could say, I am going to woo him. I wooed him with my womanly charm. Okay, so what are you guys saying here? Oh, I love you, teacher. Thank you so much. Online dating may be really dangerous. The person with a great Photoshop picture on their profile may turn out to be a monster in reality. Have you had some bad experiences, Pablo? Yes, there are, of course, many dangers associated with dating online. Let's talk about what online dating is. I know I got sidetracked a little bit there. I'm just going to remove this. So online dating is usually being a part of a website that is specifically for helping you to find someone. There are websites like Match.com. I don't do online dating, so I did a long time ago, but I can't really remember the websites. I'm sure there are plenty, but there are websites that are specific for dating. They are called dating websites. So are you registered with any dating websites or any dating sites? If you're looking for someone, are you registered with a dating site? There are also lots of apps for the phone now as well, which will help to match you with the types of people you are interested in who are also looking for a date. One of the most famous at the moment, particularly in the UK, I don't know about other parts of the world, but one of the most famous dating apps at the moment is Tinder. Tinder Tinder, I've known about Tinder for a very long time. I've never used Tinder, but I know about it. People talk about it a lot. Many of my friends have met via Tinder. So Tinder is if you don't know, Tinder is a phone app that matches you with people who are close to you in location. And it will only match you up and allow you to talk to each other if you both agree that you like each other. What happens is you look at your phone, you see pictures. If you like that picture, then you swipe right. If you don't like that picture, you swipe left. If the other person who you swiped right on, if that person also sees your picture and swipes right, then it connects you and you can talk, and from there you might decide to meet up. So if someone says to you, I'd swipe right on her, or he's a swipe right. If someone uses the phrase swipe right to describe someone, they mean I like them. And that comes from Tinder. So because of Tinder, that's created this phrase that means I like that person. I'd swipe right. She's a swipe right. So that's just something to be aware of. Is Tinder free? I think so. Most popular phone apps like WhatsApp are free. So I think it is. So yes, if someone says swipe right, they're probably referring to Tinder, and it means they are very good. I like them. Okay. Tinder sounds fun. I'm trying it. Okay, well, have fun. I will do that someday. Try Tinder, because I always do what teacher says. I mean, I'm not saying whether you should or shouldn't use these apps. I'm just making you aware of them. I think there are other ways that you can meet people. Usually meeting them face to face is better, but I also know a lot of people who've had very successful relationships via Tinder. So that's completely up to you. So that's the types of dating that we might talk about. Oh, my arm is sore. Whew. Look at those muscles. Big, strong muscles from holding up that board. Okay, so we had blind date. You've never seen them before. We had speed dating, talking to lots of people very quickly in one evening and then deciding who you want to talk to more. We talked about double dating, where you and your friend date him or her and another friend, and you date at the same time. Not together. I mean, it's not like you're all romantically interested in each other. It's just these two are dating and these two are dating, but you do it as a four. And then we talked about internet and online dating. So meeting someone via your phone or via your computer through a website or phone app. Okay, gosh, we've covered so much stuff now, haven't we? Let me have a quick drink. Today I'm drinking peppermint tea. I've already had my English breakfast tea, but everyone always asks me, what are you drinking? You know, what I like about this cup is that you have the little flag inside as well. That makes me happy. Small things, easily pleased. Okay, so if you see someone you like, there's a phrase that I thought about this morning. And this phrase is, let me write it properly so you can see it. To have the guts or balls to ... So someone might use the phrase when talking about asking a girl or boy or girl out, whether you have the guts or whether you have the balls to do it. Both of these mean to be brave. Are you brave? Do you have the guts? Do you have the balls to ask him out? You might say, I don't have the guts to ask him out. I don't have the balls. Sorry, I meant to put an S on that. I don't have the balls to ask her out. This means I'm not brave enough. I don't have the guts. I don't have the balls. They might just say that. I can't ask him out. I don't have the balls. I don't have the guts. Just means I'm not brave enough. It's scary. I'm not brave enough. This is, balls of course refers to, technically to testicles. It goes from the idea that men are brave. And so if you say I have the balls, it means I am brave. If you say I don't have the balls, it means I'm not strong enough, brave enough to do it. Of course, you might say this is a sexist term, which I guess it is, but it's still very widely used. And lots of people use it without thinking of it as a sexist term, but that's what people mean, so you know. If they say, have you got the balls? It means, are you brave enough? Okay? So, do you have the balls to invite someone on a date? When we talk about inviting someone on a date, we usually say, do some nice writing for you. We usually say, ask somebody, him, her, them, out. To ask somebody out. So, I'm going to invite you on a date. Would you like to go to dinner with me? I am asking you out. I am asking you out. That's what I'm doing. I'm asking you out. If we're talking about something I did in the past, yesterday I asked you out. I asked you out yesterday. If I plan to ask you out tomorrow, then I will ask you out. I plan to ask you out. Okay? Yeah. It's very simple. That's the phrase we use more often than not. We usually say to ask someone out or to be asked out. If you ask me out, I would say he or her, she has asked me out, but I'm not interested in girls. So I said no. He has asked, this is pronunciation of this actually. Asked with an ED is one that I correct a lot because it's hard. Asked. A very difficult word to pronounce. We have R, nice big open vowel. R, R. See, my tongue is flat, the placement is back. R, and then we have the S. Ask, ask. Then we have the K. Ask, ask. And then we have a T. Asked, asked. The tongue is doing this big movement. It touches the front, s, it touches the back, k, and it touches the front again, t, with a T sound, because the D, it's an unvoiced plosive. Asked, asked, asked. He asked me out, but I said no. She asked me out, and I said yes. Asked, asked. It's great when you get that pronunciation. It feels good in the mouth, but it's a lot of work for your tongue. Asked, asked. Oh, thank you. Some of you are being very kind. You're enjoying these lessons. Thank you. I do appreciate your support, guys. If you have only just joined, then all I ask in return for these lessons is that you press the subscribe button. If you'd like to be notified when I'm live, then hit the bell next to subscribed, and if you're enjoying this, please show me by giving me a thumbs up. That's all I ask. Right, so have you got the balls to ask that person out? Do you have the guts to ask him out? If yes, then you will make the move. If no, if you don't have the guts, you might ask your friend to help you. So you might ask your friend to introduce you. especially if your friend already knows her or him. So if your friend knows the person you like, you might say, please, because you know we Brits, we always use please all the time, sometimes too much. We're polite to a fault, I think. For example, when when someone bumps into me in the street, I go sorry, even though they bumped into me, and I say sorry. It's just our nature. So we say, please, could or can you introduce us? Please, can you introduce us? Or please, can you introduce me to her or him? But generally you'd say, hey, I really like your friend. You know, the really handsome one. Could you introduce us, please? Please, could you introduce us? I really like him. Okay, so please, could you introduce us? Anne-Marie's just joined. To have guts is to be brave. To have guts is to be brave. Oh, thank you, Aggie. You're helping me out. Thank you. Okay, so you might ask your friend to introduce you. Boys, more often, boys will say, please, will you be my wingman? Is it all one word? There's a question. I've never written this down before. Can someone just Google wingman? Tell me if it's 2 words or 1 word. So Google wingman. To wingman someone is to assist them in getting 2 people together, or to assist them. If my friend and I are going out, Kate and I are at a bar. I see a man I like. Kate doesn't know him. I don't know him. I say to Kate, I like that guy, but I don't have the guts to talk to him. Will you be my wingman? So Kate will then help me to talk to him. Kate might go over and spill a drink near him so that she can start talking to him, and then she will introduce me as her friend. Or maybe she will be brave enough just to go over and talk to him straight away. So she is playing wingman to help me get what I want. And I think the origins are from the film Top Gun. Some of you have checked, thank you very much. Yes, it's wingman, 1 word. Wingman, 1 word, thank you very much. So yes, in particular, this is used by men. And I think it does come from Top Gun. But I don't know that for sure. Has anyone seen the film Top Gun with Tom Cruise? Good film, very good film. So usually a girl would ask her friend to introduce if the person she likes is known by her friend. So if Kate knows a guy that I like, I'd ask Kate to introduce me because she knows him. If a guy likes a girl, he doesn't know her, he might ask his friend to be his wingman to help him to talk to this girl. It's such a complicated subject. What does goosebumps mean? Goosebumps is where you get the lumps on your skin. Normally, like if you're cold, if a cold draft comes in, you go, oh, and your skin gets all bumpy, you get goosebumps. That's what we call it, goosebumps. From when we used to pluck a goose and it has bumpy skin from the plucking of the feathers, we have goosebumps. Sometimes a person, if we like them, could give us goosebumps. If someone touches your neck and you like them, you might be sensitive and you might go, oh, you give me goosebumps. Goosebumps. Oh, that's a really great suggestion. Out of your league. Thank you for that. I'm going to write that down. We'll cover that in just a moment. Gosh, we've been on for 40 minutes and I've not even got halfway down the page of things I want to talk to you about. Okay, so to have the balls, talk about that, ask someone out, introduce us, wingman. So, if you decide to go over and talk to them with the intention of getting them to agree to a date, then what you are doing is chatting them up. Chatting them up. So, some of you are asking how long this class is going to be. It will be at least an hour, I imagine an hour and a half. Already it's 40 minutes in. And some of you are asking if I can talk about different subjects. This class is all about dating and just dating. I try to keep it specific to a topic so then we don't get too sidetracked. So to chat someone up. Chat somebody up. So to chat up, to chat him up, to chat her up, to chat them up, to be chatted up. He chatted up me. Now he is chatting me up. He is chatting me up. She is chatting me up. They are chatting each other up. Yesterday, I chatted him up. Yesterday, they chatted each other up. Tomorrow, I will try to chat him up. So to chat someone up is to talk to them with the intention of winning them over. We've already spoken about that, to win them over, to make them like me so that we can go on a date. Okay, so to chat someone up. And if you chat them up, then you will probably have a chat up line. You probably have a chat up line. Now, a chat up line is a specific sentence that you use which you think that person will like. And you'll probably, if you have one, you probably use that same sentence with every person that you try to chat up. So, if I am chatting up a man that I like, I might have one line that I always say because I think it works or I think it sounds good. And if it doesn't work with him and I meet another guy, I will use the same chat up line. It's a sentence or a phrase that I think will help to engage in conversation, that I think he will like, that I think will win him over. Let's look at some examples for those of you who aren't sure. To chat somebody up equals to demand to take them on a date. Demand is not the right word. To chat someone up is trying to woo them. It's gently trying to get them to agree to a date. Yeah, so David is, I'm hoping I'm pronouncing that right, David. It might be David, but with an E on the end. I think it's David. The boy tried to gain the girl's attention with his chat-up lines. Good, that works. So I put a screen aside here with some chat-up lines, cringe-worthy chat-up lines. So a chat-up line might be, am I dead because I think I just met an angel? So that's a guy chatting up a girl, am I dead? Because I think I just met an angel. A common one is, hey, get your coat, love, you've pulled. Oh, there's an interesting one. To pull. We'll come to this in a minute. It's an important one. To pull. So get your coat, love, you've pulled. You might say, hey, did it hurt when you fell out of heaven? What are the chat-up lines that you would use? Have you heard any chat-up lines that you think are just hilarious? Have you used any chat-up lines which have worked or have not worked? So let me know what your chat-up lines are. Some other ones we've got. Do you have a map? I keep getting lost in your eyes. Oh gosh, that's an awful one. Nice legs. What time do they open? That's very naughty, isn't it? I've got, hey, I've lost that loving feeling. Will you help me find it again? Julia says, chat-up lines are so funny. Yeah. Most of the time when someone uses a chat-up line, it makes me cringe. To cringe is just go, oh. My lines are always broken. Oh, JD John says, haven't we met before? What else do we have? Sorry, it was, did it hurt? Did it hurt when you fell out of heaven? That's suggesting the person is an angel. Okay. You're saying, remember me as a chat-up line? Hey, remember me? And they'll go, no, but then it starts a conversation. I lost my heart in the park. If anyone finds it, please give a call. A pickup line, Anne-Marie, a pickup line is exactly the same as a chat-up line. To pick someone up is to... Okay, let's talk about this. So that's enough with the chat-up lines. Let me talk about these words. So to pick up, to pull, and to hook up. To pick up, to pull, and to hook up. So let me check you can see this. There we go, I can see. Okay, so we've got to pick up. To pick up and to pull are the same thing. It means that you are successful while you're chatting someone up, you are successful and you manage to get them to agree to another date. Sometimes to pick up and to pull and to hook up can all mean to get to a point of sexual intercourse. So if you go on a night out and you meet someone and you end up sleeping with them, having sex with them, then you have picked them up, you have pulled, you've pulled, or you've hooked up with. You've hooked up with. So I might say, I'm hoping tonight to pick up a guy. You might say, I'm hoping tonight I will pull. I'm hoping to pull tonight. Or I'm hoping to hook up with Fred tonight. I'm hoping to hook up with Fred tonight. So these are all phrasal verbs that you might hear, or phrases that you might hear when we're talking about achieving success when chatting someone up. They don't always mean to move into sexual intercourse. Sometimes it just means to have success when chatting someone up. So it might be they've agreed to go on a date with you. They've given you their phone number. So yeah, I picked up this girl. We're going to go on a date. Oh, I pulled tonight. I kissed a girl. I really like her. We're going on a date next week. Or my husband and I hooked up at a library of all places. We hooked up. So we started our relationship. Great. Kim Thomas, I am hoping to pull. Yes, that's right. Alien potato, what does pillock mean? I can't remember the exact definition, but I know that it's not a good word. I wouldn't use it. It's kind of, in a soft way, it's similar to idiot. If you're calling someone a pillock, you're calling them an idiot, but I have a feeling it's got a much worse definition, a much worse meaning, because I know when I was younger, it was frowned upon for me to use that word. So just do a Google search to find out the exact definition. But it was frowned upon for me to use that word, so I have no experience of it. Frowned upon. We use this phrase a lot. If something is frowned upon, ooh, see my light. It is frowned upon. If it's frowned upon, it means that it is not acceptable in general. So society frowns upon crime. Society frowns upon people dropping litter. The local council frowns upon speeding in this area. So if it's frowned upon, it is not socially acceptable. When we're talking about dating, there are certain things that are frowned upon in the UK. Oh, I am parched. I'm parched. That means I'm thirsty. I am parched. Okay. Kim Thomas, she's hoping to pull tonight. Yes, that's right. So if you're Camlesh, you've said frowned, make sure it's with an O and a W, frowned upon child marriage in our country. I frown upon child marriage in our country. I frown upon it. Okay. Right, so yes, I mean, frown upon is literally like, to frown is to go, this is a frown. Smile is the opposite of frown. Smile, frown. If you frown upon something, then you're literally going, I don't like that. Oh, speeding, child marriage, violence. Silly faces. But yes, frown upon is this expression. I don't like that. So that's a good way to remember it. I frown upon it. Right, let's carry on. Chat someone up, we've done that. We've done chat up lines, we've done hook up. So what are you looking for when you are single and you are hoping to meet someone? You are looking for your perfect match. I'm looking for a perfect match. Oh, you might hear the word matchmaker. Because you're looking for a perfect match, this means that you fit, that you work, that you match, that you are similar, that you match each other's interests. So you might hear someone be referred to as a matchmaker. A matchmaker is someone who brings two people together. So my friend Kate introduced me to Fred. Fred and I are now married. This is hypothetical. This isn't true. I don't know anyone called Fred, just so you know. So my friend Kate introduced me to Fred. Fred and I now love each other very much. I love you, Fred. I love you, Anna. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Smile face, smile face. So my friend Kate, who introduced us, she is, a terrible drawing, she is the matchmaker. She is the matchmaker because she matched us. She is the matchmaker. She matched us together. Hey guys, are you laughing at my drawings? I mean, come on. These are the best drawings ever. If anybody wants to buy any of my artwork, then it's for sale at 1 penny because, you know, it's very expensive. Okay, where is my hair? Well, I think Fred shaved my head. Me and Fred, we decided to be bald together. Oh, we're getting silly now. So if we have been match made, or then we are a good match, or you might be looking for your perfect match. I'm just looking for my perfect match. Another word that we might use for our perfect match would be our dream girl or our dream guy. Oh, he is my dream guy. Fred is my dream guy. I wish he was single because I really want to date him, but he's now dating Kate. Or someone might be your soul mate. I'm looking for my soul mate. My soulmate, that's someone who you connect with on a really deep level. Someone who you will love for the rest of your life. The perfect person is your soulmate. Yes, Vela. You've spelt that correctly. Soulmate. So it's spelt Soulmate. Your soulmate. And I think everybody in the world is searching for their soulmate. Searching for their soulmate. Anne-Marie says, significant other. Yes, that's another phrase you can use for your boyfriend or your girlfriend or your husband or your wife or someone who you are very close to. Your significant other. Yes, the other spelling of soul is like the sole of your foot or like a fish sole. Yes, Sarah, matchmaker is the person who introduces two people. Okay. Oh, there's a good one. Who's he has said Mr. Right or Mrs. Right. I'm looking for Mr. Right. Of course, he won't be called Mr. Right, but it means he is the right person for me. I'm looking for Mr. Right. I just want to meet Mr. Right. Where is Mrs. Right? Miss Right? Miss Right. It's usually used for men. I've never really heard it used for women, but if someone did use it for a woman, Miss Right, I wouldn't go, oh, that's weird. I would know exactly what they meant. So, if you ask me out and I say yes, that will be because I am interested. Yes, I'm interested. Yes, sure, let's go out. However, if I say no, I could say I'm not interested. No, sorry, I'm not interested. Sorry, I'm not interested. So not interested is something we say usually when we aren't interested. You might also say, I'm not looking for anything right now. I'm not looking to date. I'm not looking for a relationship. Or you might just say, I'm not looking right now. I'm not looking. I'm not looking right now. I'm not looking for anything right now. So if you ask me on a date and I'm not interested, I could just say, I'm not looking for anything right now. That means no, I'm not available. I don't want to date anybody. Of course, I could be lying. In the UK, people are embarrassed to say no. People are embarrassed to turn people down. And so most of the time, they just lie to make it easy. So I know that when I've been asked out by men, most of the time I say, I'm seeing someone. I'm with someone. And in those circumstances, I haven't been seeing anyone. I haven't been in a relationship. I was in fact single, but I didn't like the person who was asking me on a date. I didn't want to date them, so I just said, I'm sorry, I've got a boyfriend. Sometimes I've been out with my friends, and when a man has come to chat me up, I've grabbed hold of my male friend and said, this is my boyfriend, even though he wasn't my boyfriend. And I think that's quite typical, that we would rather just be polite and not hurt anyone's feelings by saying, I don't like you. So instead, we'd rather say, I'm not available. Okay, good. So you might also say, hopefully not to the person's face, but you might say, you are out of my league. I'd probably say it to my friend instead of to the person directly. But if I don't like someone and I turn them down, I could say to my friend Kate, I turned Fred down. Fred was chatting me up, but I turned him down. Kate would say, why? Fred is lovely. Why have you turned him down? And I could say, because he's out of my league. That means I don't think he's good enough for me. He's not good enough for me. So to be out of your league, or out of her league, out of his league, means you're not good enough for them. Sometimes when a woman is looking for a man, she might say, I'm looking for Prince Charming. Prince Charming. I think that comes from the like the Disney films. Prince Charming, maybe. So, let's move on. Right. So you've had success. You've chatted up the girl or you've chatted up the guy and they've agreed to go to a date. So you would say, to go on, and this is really important, a date. To go on a date. So, if you are at the restaurant, you're having dinner with this lovely person that you successfully chatted up, then you are on a date. You're not in a date, you're not at a date. You are on a date. I'm on a date. I can't talk to you, your friends phoned you. I can't talk to you, mate. I'm on a date. I'm on a date. You might say to your friends, hey, I chatted up that girl, she's agreed, and we're going to go on a date next Thursday. We're going to go on a date. Last week, I went on a date with Bernard. Last week, I went on a date with Bernard. Tonight, I am going on a date with Fred. Fred. But Fred is out of my league, I know. But I'm lowering my standards. There's another phrase for you. To lower your standards is to have lower expectations. To lower your standards. So you go on a date. When you go on a date with someone, you would say that that person is your date. So you might say, she or he is my date. So you'd say, oh, this is my date. So, hi everyone, this is my date. I brought my date with me. She's my date, he is my date. So you are referring to that person as your date. You and your date are out on a date. Me and my date went out on a date last Thursday. So he or she is your date. Oh, Stunning Lad says, Bernard, do you mean Bernie Sanders? No. I haven't lowered my expectations. Not really. I think Bernie Sanders is far too old for me. Don't you agree? Sarah says, out of my league could be a synonym of he's not my type or she's not my type. Yes, but type is different to quality. So it might be that you like sporty, outgoing people. The person that you like, the person that you're talking about may be wonderful, but they're just not the kind of person that you like. So if they're not my type, they're not the kind of person that you like. To be out of your league is that they might be the kind of person, they're just not good enough. Maybe they're not attractive enough. Maybe they're not successful enough or ambitious enough or nice enough. Maybe they are an angry person and you don't like that. They're out of my league. Hello, M squared. How are you? You've just arrived. You've missed so much. Later, you should go back and have a look at what we've talked about. We've covered a lot. I think this has been a good lesson so far. Who agrees with me? All of you, I hope. If you agree, you know what to do. If you haven't already, show me your thumb. Thumb up. Break that thumb button by pressing it. Obviously, if you pressed it once, don't press it again because that will unlike it. Just press it once. Just press it once. Sometimes you will hear a couple talk. Oh, look at my dirty fingers. That's from the ink on the board. Sometimes you'll hear a couple talking about date night. Date night is different to going on a date. Date night is when a couple make sure that they have a night out that is just for them to be together once a week or once a fortnight. It's so that their relationship doesn't become boring. They prioritize quality time. They go on a date night. They have a date night. So date night is different to going on a date. Date night is for couples already established in a relationship. Going Going on a date is for people who are testing the water, people who are new to each other. They're not in a relationship. This brings me on to dating. To be dating someone is different to be going on a date. If you are dating someone, that means that you are in the beginning of your relationship. So it might be the first 3 months you are dating. So it means you are committed to one another and you are starting a relationship. So dating and to be on a date. So if I am dating someone, I would say he is my boyfriend. He is my boyfriend, or she is my girlfriend. If I am on a date, I'm just meeting someone, getting to know them. I've wiped it off. If I'm on a date, I might never kiss them. So I could just go for dinner with someone to see if I like them romantically. So I went on a date with them, but I am not dating them unless we both agree to be in a relationship. So on a date, testing the water, dating, giving it a go. Okay, so dating or on a date. If you've been dating someone for a long time, then I would say I'm in a relationship. I wouldn't say dating if it's longer than 3 months. I'd say we've been in a relationship or we've been together for 6 months, a year, 3 years. Dating is for the early stages. Right, let's move on. Let's talk about dating rules and etiquette. So, in the UK, I think monogamy is pretty much, it's not followed, but monogamy is, sorry, I'm trying to get comfortable here. Monogamy is, do we know what monogamy is? To be monogamous. I think we talked about this in the sex lesson, the English lesson about sex. Monogamy is to be with one person only, to date one person only, to be romantic with one person only. At a time. So you might be a serial monogamist, someone who goes from one long-term relationship to another long-term relationship to another, but he never or she never dates 2 people at the same time. So monogamy is pretty much expected from the early stages of dating. You could go on a few dates. If you say so. Oh, my Siri just came on. I don't know why that does that. Sorry about that. If I'm single and I'm on Tinder, I might be talking to 3 people. I like all of them. And I agree to date number 1 on Monday, number 2 on Friday, and number 3 on Saturday. So I've lined up 3 dates. I've arranged 3 dates. That's okay. That's fine. If I like number 1, I might still go on the date with number 2 and number 3. But if I really like number 1 and we go on a second and a third date, and I don't like these guys so much, but I really like this guy, and we start dating, then after like date 2, 3, I really shouldn't be going on dates with anybody else. It's not expected. It's frowned upon. It's frowned upon. Now, there is also something called the 3-date rule. The 3-date rule. The 3-date rule means that you shouldn't sleep with, you shouldn't have sex with the person you're dating until date number 3. This is a phrase that we know about. Everyone knows about the 3-date rule. Are you going to follow the 3-date rule? Or someone might say, hey, it's date number 3 tonight. You know what that means? I'm gonna get lucky. That's what they might say. So everyone knows about the 3-date rule, but not everybody follows it. Not everyone expects to follow it. Sometimes the passion is just too much. Sometimes people wait a lot longer. Sometimes, depending on people's religious beliefs, people's upbringing, they might not believe in sex before marriage, for example. So you might be dating for a long time before going further. But just be aware of the phrase, the 3-date rule. 3-date rule. Hello in Guildford. Someone's just joined from Guildford. That's Professor Calazans. Hello. Sometimes we find ourselves shopping around for a better match. Yeah, sometimes we do. Disarmsox. Sorry, I'm probably pronouncing that completely wrong. I've never heard of the 3-date rule, and I'm English. Really? Are you dating much? Are you on the dating scene much? I've heard it a lot. Lots of my friends seem to know about it. But you know about it now. Ahmed, what is that comment all about? Are you accusing me of being a dirty woman? I can assure you I showered this morning. I'm very clean. Okay, so frowned upon. Right, so when you're on your date, you might decide that you have the balls, that you have the guts to make the first move. Make the first move. Make the first move. To make the first move means the person who takes the date to the next level, the person who initiates physical contact, like a kiss, for example, or it's kissing. I think it just refers to kissing. If somebody makes the first move, they initiate physical interaction. And anyone can make the first move. It can be a man or a woman. I guess I would expect the man to make the first move. And I'm not sure if that applies to most women. I would assume it does. But anyone can make the first move. Make the first move. Mohammed says, try to fix your whiteboard. What's wrong with my whiteboard? Do you mean fix it up on the wall? I would, but this isn't my house, so I can't put holes in the wall, unfortunately. So those of you who are coming in late, I have guts means I am brave. Khan is saying, please be kind to our teacher. Yes, please be kind to me. Some really interesting things coming through now. Yes, I'm just going to go through these now. Mohammed says the word item can refer to a couple. If you are an item, then you are a couple. So they are an item. They are a couple. They are together. They are an item. So that's a good one. Also the phrase trading him or her in for a younger or a newer model. To trade them in for a newer model. We'll talk about that one at the end. Just write that down. Newer model. Okay, so to make the first move, usually people would ask, you say, so it was date number 3. He made a move. He made a move, which means he advanced. He tried to kiss me. He made a move, but I wasn't ready. So I just went home. Or I could say, well, he made the first move, but then he cooled off. He made the first move. He kissed me, but then he stopped. He cooled off. I don't know what's wrong. Maybe he doesn't like me. Or your friend might say, oh, so who made the first move? Was it you or was it him? I say, I made the first move. All right. So when you're on a date, In the UK, it's quite relaxed. Dating in the UK, first dates you would expect to go to a pub or a restaurant. In fact, most first dates are usually a drink. So for a first date in the UK, you would normally say, would you like to go for a drink with me? In fact, in terms of advice for asking someone out, if it's someone from the UK, it's better to talk to them a little bit first. Get to know them. In my experience, it's different for everybody, but in my experience, some people come straight in, never seen them before, and straight away they'll say, can I have your number? I want to go out with you. Can we go for a drink? Being that direct never works. Even if I think the person is attractive and I am available, I will always say no if I haven't spoken to the person at all. And the first thing they say is, can I have your number? I'd like to take you out. I'd say no. It's too direct. The best thing to do is to talk to them, get to know them, see if you actually like them as a person, win them over, woo them, chat them up, and then if it's going well and it feels like he or she is interested, then you can say, hey, I've had a really nice time talking to you. I'd love to talk to you some more. Could we maybe go for a drink sometime? Or would you let me take you for a drink? Or maybe we should connect on Facebook and we can chat some more, and do it slowly. That's always the best way. So when you decide to go on a date in the UK, it would normally be for a drink. Alcohol or going for a drink is usually involved because we get nervous and it takes the edge off. And it's part of our social tradition, part of our social environment is alcohol. Not getting too drunk. Just maybe a little bit tipsy, take the edge off. So normally a guy would take a girl for a drink, or a girl might invite the guy for a drink. What are you guys saying? So you might even go for a bite to eat. You might go for a meal, a bite to eat. And in some cases you may decide to go to a gig together, or to the theatre, or to the cinema, but I would say that that is a second or third date venue. First date would be a pub, a bar, or a restaurant. Some of you are asking about tipsy. Tipsy is when you're a little bit drunk, so a little bit just relaxed and happy. Oh, I feel a little bit lightheaded. Drunk obviously is when you're a mess. When you're drunk, you might say things you don't mean to say, you might slur your words, you might fall over, you might be very loud. So to be drunk is to be an extreme version of tipsy. Tipsy is just a little bit more relaxed, more open. It's nice to be tipsy, it takes the edge off, it takes away your anxiety. So you might be tipsy after one glass of wine, for example, it just relaxes you. Paying. Who pays for the date? So in the UK, everyone has a different opinion about this. It used to be that the man was expected to pay for everything. That's not been the case for a long time now. But so there's a lot of confusion about who should pay, and is it rude for someone to expect the other person to pay? I believe that if someone invites me for a drink, in my mind, if they have invited me to something, I would imagine that they will probably pay. I wouldn't expect it, but I would assume that they would offer to pay. And so we go on a date, they go to pay, and I say, oh, I'll get these, I'll pay for this. Or do you want to go halves? Do you want to go Dutch? This means to split it half and half, 50% each. Do you want to go Dutch? Let's go halves, let's split the bill. Then he might say, no, I'll pay. And I go, are you sure? He'll say, yes, of course. I go, oh, thank you so much. Excuse me, I need to cough. So there's everyone's different, but I think it's rude to ever expect the other person to pay. So I will always offer to pay my own way. And if I have enough money and I like the person, then I might pay for the whole thing myself. It really depends. It's a very difficult, very muddy water. It's very hard to know. I don't know why Dutch. I don't know where that's come from, but to go Dutch means to split, to go halfway, to both pay part of the bill. So adjectives that we might use to describe the person we're dating. If we don't like the person, we might call them needy. In fact, that could be used for someone you like. It just might describe their behaviour. They are needy. Shall I write this down? He is needy. She is needy. That means they need a lot of attention. They need a lot of my time. They are needy. Maybe they need you to respond to text messages all the time. It's like being a little bit desperate. They aren't too relaxed. They're very needy. I like her, but she's very needy. Or she's a little bit needy. You might also describe them as desperate, which is a not so nice version of needy. Needy can be used for someone you do like. I like her, but she's a bit needy. But if you call someone desperate, then you don't like them. Oh, he's so desperate. She's so desperate. Just stop looking so desperate and then maybe someone will date you. If someone is quite aggressive with trying to advance the relationship, maybe they're aggressive in making the first move, then you might say they are pushy. Maybe they are insisting on going on a date. Maybe they are insisting on taking things to a physical level. You could say he's a bit pushy. They're quite aggressive. They're a bit pushy. If someone really, really, really likes you, maybe you like them, but just not as much, you could say that that person is keen. She's very keen. He's very keen. That's similar to needy, but just a different way to say it. Very keen. Or you could say, I'm keen on him. I like him very much. I'm keen on him. I'm keen on her. I like that person very much. Similar to eager. To be eager. Cheers. Eager with an A? Yeah, eager. You could say that, I don't hear it that often, but you could say that a person ticks all the boxes. He ticks all the boxes. She ticks all the boxes. Imagining you have a checklist. I want them to be 6 foot tall. I want them to work in sports. I want them to be adventurous. Oh, he's 6 foot tall. He works in sports. He's adventurous. He ticks all the boxes. He ticks all the boxes. Stunning lad. I would give her one. Yeah, it's quite a vulgar way of saying that you like someone or that you fancy someone. Okay, so ticks all the boxes. Then we have, you could say he is my dream guy. He's everything I dreamed of. He's everything I dreamed of. She's everything I dreamed of. He's my dream guy. She's my dream girl. You might just say nice, lovely. She's very nice. He's very lovely. If someone behaves a little bit strange, maybe a bit emotional, maybe they cry on the first date going, no one ever likes me. I never get past the first date. Or maybe after the first date, they start messaging you going, are you dating someone else? What? Then you might say, she's mental. She is mental, meaning she's crazy. If someone is pushy, before we talked about being aggressive, if someone is pushy, but not too aggressive, maybe they're just a bit direct, you could say they're quite forward. So if someone's direct, you would call them forward. He's very forward. If you don't like someone, then you might say, he doesn't do it for me. He doesn't do it for me. She doesn't do it for me. she doesn't do it for me. It means you don't like them. They don't make me feel warm and fuzzy inside. Okay, so the last things I'm going to talk about before we go are if someone doesn't turn up to your date. If you've arranged a date and they don't turn up, they have stood you up. So this is called to stand someone up. You stand someone up. If I don't turn up to our date, I am standing you up and you have been stood up. You know, to stand. It means you've been stood up, I am standing you up. If we have been dating and I decide I don't like you anymore, but we've been on 3 dates perhaps, and I start seeing you less and less, I message you less and less, I become less friendly. So I still see you, but just less often, and I still message you, but just not as much, and I say very little. Then I am phasing you out. Let me write these down for you. So to stand someone up, or to phase somebody out. If I'm phasing you out, I'm slowly but surely moving away from you. There's also something which I hadn't heard before called ghosting. Apparently a lot of people do know about it in the UK. Whoop. Oh no, I'd drawn on myself. So ghosting. Ghosting is when you just completely stop contact. You don't answer the phone. You don't text them. You don't turn up. He's been ghosting me. He's been ghosting me. If you don't turn up, it's called ghosting. Yes, it's. So one of you saying it's a very complicated subject. Yes, it's a complicated subject. One of you said it's very rude. I think phasing out and ghosting is rude. If you don't like anybody, if you don't like somebody anymore, you should just say, I'm sorry, this isn't for me. I want to stop seeing you. You could just say, if you want to stop, you could say, I'm going to call it off. I want to call it off. To call it off means to stop it. Or just end it. I want to end it. Want to stop it. I want to end it. Or if you like someone younger or you like someone else, you might be said to trade them in for a newer model or trade them in for a younger model. Like when you take your car in and you get a new one, you trade it in. To trade it in for a newer model. Okay, well, where are we? 1 hour and 28 minutes. That's the end of our lesson. So I hope you found that helpful. And if you did, please make sure that you have pressed that thumb. If you pressed it already, that's great. Thank you so much. And if you are watching now and you're not already a subscriber, then it would make a world of difference for me if you press that subscribe button. Also, then what will happen is if you press the notification button next to subscribe, is you'll be notified when I upload a new lesson so that you don't miss out on anything. Oh, Thomas has said, I'd like to be a patron. Well, we'd love you to be a patron. Those of you who don't know about the Patreon campaign, the Patreon campaign is a way for you to permanently or on a long-term basis sponsor this channel to help me to create better content, to get better equipment, to spend more time focusing on you. So basically you just make a small donation or a big donation, however much you want. You can set it even at $1 a month. And in return, what you get for your patronage is different rewards. Now, everyone who decides to be a patron, whether it's $20 a month, $1 a month, everyone will get access to all of my videos early. So as soon as my videos are ready, but they're not live, then my patrons see them. So sometimes I upload 5 lessons that are going to be made live over 5 weeks, but my patrons see them all straight away. Also, my patrons from Friday will be having their own private live lessons. Then besides that, depending how much you donate, I will reward you in different ways. Some people will get a Skype call with me every month. Some people will be able to join my WhatsApp group. Some people get access to my pronunciation course. So it's just my way of saying thank you so much for your support, and hopefully you get something out of it, and in return you're helping me to grow this channel so that I can do more for people who want to learn English, who maybe can't afford to go to a school or have a private teacher. So you are supporting the whole community, not just me. You're supporting the whole community to learn English. Okay? So yeah, I mean, if you want to become a patron, then we'd love to have you, and of course, then you will be rewarded as well. If you can't afford to be a patron, don't worry, because I still make all these videos for free for you, so you'll still get everything that I do here. So do subscribe, and if you want to improve your pronunciation on Instagram, I'm offering daily pronunciation tidbits, little pronunciation videos to help you with your English pronunciation. And that's free too. So go over to Instagram. The handle is British English Pro. All the links are in the description box below. There are also some links to some freebies. There's some free English resources that I found for you, and some free credit for people who are traveling around. There's also an Audible trial, which I suggest. I've got Audible. I think it's fantastic. It's a way to listen to books, and it's great for improving your listening, your pronunciation, if you get the English ones, of course. And that you can get that free for 30 days and then cancel it if you want after 30 days. But I would definitely recommend it. It's a good tool. And there's also some links. I think I put some links to some dating books if you want to take this subject further. Okay, so all the links for everything I've mentioned is in the description box below. Do check those out. Make sure you're subscribed, and there are over 100 lessons on this channel. So if you're new, go and click the video button and check out some of the other lessons that I put up for you. Hopefully you'll find them helpful. Right, so I'm going to stop talking now. I've got some exciting lessons planned for next week, so do stay tuned. Have a lovely Sunday. Take care. Mwah, mwah. Thank you for being here, and goodbye.